Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share with you some tips that I've learned from flying a drone combined with my maritime experience so that you can be a better drone pilot. I won't be going over the controller settings to get smooth footage, but I will go over the settings that I use on the DJI Air 2S, why I chose that drone, and some valuable pre-flight and in-flight tips for you. So let's go someplace drone-worthy. We're here at Owl's Head Lighthouse. It's kind of windy here today, but I just wanted to talk about the Air 2S for a minute. DJI has so many models of drones available right now. There's the minis and the pros. The minis are too small for me because I live in such a windy place, and the pros are kind of too big. I need this thing to fit in my backpack, you know. Right here I have the Air 2S. There's also an Air 2, but this one's definitely a step up. It can shoot 5.4K at 30 frames per second and 4K at 60 frames per second, both of which are beyond the Air 2 resolution. If you like to color grade your videos, the Air 2S can shoot 10-bit D-Log or HLG formats. Also, this drone has a slightly wider focal length, so you can get more in one shot. But either way, both the Air 2 and the Air 2S are a great choice. I would recommend getting the Fly More bundle, so you have extra propellers and batteries and the charging station, and it also comes with ND filters. Alright, so tip number one is always check the weather. I've sailed for many years and I've seen the weather change on a dime. Around ledges and cliffs, the wind might be kind of swirling around, so the drone might fly differently on one side than it does on the other side, depending on what the wind direction is. There's actually a channel right there. Some land could be blocking the wind where you stand, but where you're flying, as soon as you move away from that protection, now the drone is exposed and it might be more difficult to control. So just be aware, have operational awareness. The controls might be a little bit different when you fly in an area like that. Okay, so tip number two is plan your shots before you fly. Drones are expensive, battery life is crucial, well, short. It's worth it to think about the type of video that you're going to put these clips in and get a variety of shots just so that when you're editing, you're operating from a position of choice. So you kind of have to know the moves that you're going to make on the controller and what types of shots that you're looking to get while you're in the air. Just think about and write down what the shots you want to get are. You probably won't be looking over your notes while you're in flight, but just writing it down helps you remember it a lot better. And know what movements you need to make with the controller so that you can get those shots smoothly. So tip number three is check your camera settings and move the drone around before your flight. So when your drone is turned on and your controller is turned on, you can move this around in your hand to see the different exposure that you have and dial in your settings before you take off. You can use these ND filters if it's too bright. These just, you turn it counterclockwise, a quarter turn, and it pops off. And then just the opposite to turn it back on, clockwise. So today I'm shooting 30 frames per second in 4K, and my shutter speed is 1/60 because you want your shutter speed to be double your frame rate. Okay, tip number four is let the cool stuff pass by. You can fly over it, fly through it, fly under it, whatever. Sometimes it looks cooler in the shot if there's something of significance like a lighthouse and you just cruise on by it. Then now the viewer's looking at what's ahead, what's next. There's a little island over there, there's a channel here, there's water, there's boats. It just makes for a more interesting shot. And let it pass by closely, which brings me to my next tip: fly closer to your subject. If you're brand new to flying a drone, practice flying over a field, or just learning your controllers really well first. Learn all the different movements needed to get different shots, and your shots will look so much cooler if you fly under or really close to things. So this drone can fly approximately 20 minutes. I try to bring it back when it has like 25% battery life left on it, just because I want it to come back. And usually one battery is enough for me. Like, I know what shots I want to get, and I get them in like 5 to 10 minutes. So if you land and you do want to change out your batteries, just let the drone sit for a minute and cool down, just for a couple of minutes, because they do get hot after flying for 10 minutes. The more you practice, the better you'll get, and the more epic your shots will be. Remember to subscribe if you like this. I'm trying out some different content right now, so hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.